हरि ओम। ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः। ओम श्री हिरण्यगर्भाय नमः। ओम श्री महाविष्णवे नमः। ओम श्री महादेवाय नमः। ओम श्री महादुर्गायै नमः। ओम श्री राम रामाय नमः। ओम श्री सद्गुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। ओम गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं। भवानी शङ्करौ वन्दे श्रद्धाविश्वासरूपिणौ याभ्यां विना न पश्यन्ति सिद्धाः स्वान्तस्तमीश्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वमरोगताम् अजाड्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनुमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। शङ्करं परमानन्दं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं यतीश्वरं भाष्यभ्रान्तिहरं वन्दे शुद्धज्ञानैकबोधकम्। ॐ नमः शिवाय 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 ॐ नमः शिवाय। नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव। हरि ओम हरि ओम। We shall begin with the Shanti mantra. Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम्. We shall chant the first mantra. Om Brahma Devanam Prathamah Sambhabhuva Vishvasya Karta Bhuvanasya Gopta Sa Brahma Vidyam Sarva Vidya Pratishtham Atharvaya Jeshtaputraya Praha. Hari Om. We are studying this beautiful Upanishad, Mundaka Upanishad from Atharva Ved, which begins with a Shanti mantra, Om Bhadrang Karne Vishrunayama Devaha. So the teacher and student together pray for peace. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. The main theme of this Upanishad is Brahma Vidya. In fact, Upanishad itself means Brahma Vidya, which destroys all the conflicts of samsara, which takes us towards Brahma, and which destroys the root cause of the samsara, that is avidya. So first itself, in the first mantra itself, the parampara, Guru Shishya parampara is indicated. It all began from Brahmaji, the creator. This knowledge, the parampara of this knowledge began from the creator. But the creator also got this knowledge from Ishvara. So this knowledge is Anadi, Ananta and Apaurusheya. So Brahma, who is the firstborn, Hiranyagarbha, Brahma is also Hiranyagarbha, who is the firstborn. After the whole world goes into unmanifestation, means there is pralay of the entire world, first being to be born is Hiranyagarbha. And Hiranyagarbha thereafter creates the entire world. First Vaishvanara is created, then all the other devatas and all the beings. They are created means their bodies are created. The beings themselves are also Anadi, Ananta. All beings are that Brahma alone. But their bodies are created, and that itself we call the creation of all beings. So Brahma is the Vishwasya Karta, is the creator of this world and also the protector of this world. So he gave this Brahma Vidya, which is the very substratum of all knowledge. Everything, we will see, everything becomes known only when we gain this knowledge. It is the very foundation of all knowledge. And this knowledge alone releases us from this samsara. So Brahma gave this knowledge to his eldest son, Atharva. So from this, the Guru Shishya Parampara then started. So then what happened? After Atharva gained this knowledge, what happened? What did he do? So that is being indicated now in the second mantra. So let us chant. Atharvane yam pravadeta brahma atharva tam purovacha angire brahma vidyam sa bharadvajaya satyavahaya praha bharadvajo angirase paravaram. Once more. Atharvane yam pravadeta brahma atharva tam purovachangire brahma vidyam sa bharadvajaya satyavahaya praha bharadvajo angirase paravaram. So atharvane yam pravadet brahma atharva tam purovacha angire brahma vidyam. So that Brahma Vidya which was given to Atharva, the eldest son of Brahma, he gave that knowledge, he conveyed that knowledge as it is to a rishi called Angira. Angi. He gave it to Angi. So, Atharva tam puro vacha angire. Sa bharadvajaya satyavahaya praha. And Angi gave this, conveyed this knowledge to Bharadvaj, that is the son of Bharadvaj, who was known as Satyavaha. So Angi gave this, imparted this knowledge to Bharadvaj Satyavaha. And Bharadvaj gave this knowledge to Angirasa. Bharadvajo Angirase Paravaram. So this happened in the very beginning of this creation. Brahma gave this knowledge to Atharva, Atharva gave it to Angi, Angi gave it to Bharadvaj, and Bharadvaj gave it to Angirasa. So in this way, Paravaram, from the higher to the lower, this knowledge parampara, it started. We shall read Bhagwan Shankaracharyaji's commentary. He says, Ki yam etam atharvane pravadet tavat brahma vidyam brahma tam eva brahmanah praptam atharva pura purvam uvacha uktavan angire angihi namne brahma vidyam. So this knowledge is, as I said, is Anadi Ananta, and it is that which reveals the nature of that supreme reality, Brahma. That Brahma cannot be comprehended through any other means. So the only way to know that Brahma is through this knowledge imparted in the Upanishads. And it is as it was imparted to Brahma, in the same way he conveyed to Atharva. Nothing was added from the side of Brahma. Nothing was deleted. Everything as it was given to Brahma was imparted to Atharva Rishi, Atharva, his son. And Atharva also imparted this knowledge as it is, without adding or subtracting anything. to his disciple Angi, and Angi gave it to Bharadwaj. In this way, the important thing is that one need not add or subtract anything from this knowledge. It is complete by itself. If you add something, it will just it is not required. It will spoil the beauty of that knowledge. Nor can we subtract anything. That Brahma, which is very difficult to comprehend, and it is impossible to comprehend through other means. What other means we have? We have the senses. So through our senses we perceive this world. But the senses fail to comprehend that Brahma, the very substratum of this world, the very essence of our own self. And all other means which we have are also dependent on perception. So no means can give us knowledge of our own self, of that Brahma. So it has to be obtained from the Shastra as it is. So the role of the teacher is to convey what is being said as it is. And that is what precisely Bhagwan Adi Shankaracharya ji also did through his commentary. He just conveyed what was revealed in the Upanishads in a simple language, in a logical language. He just conveyed it. His role is to just convey what is already revealed. That is very important. Many times people think that all these philosophers or Shankaracharya ji has his own philosophy. He doesn't have his philosophy. In fact, philosophy is not encouraged also. We cannot have different views and different opinions of that supreme reality. It has to be understood as it is. There cannot be any concept or ideas or theories about it. It has to be comprehended as it is. Therefore, here it is. This is stressed here. Ki what Brahma received from Ishvara, he conveyed the same thing to Atharva, and Atharva conveyed the same knowledge to Angi. And Angi gave this knowledge to Bharadwaja. So such Angihi Bharadvajaya Bharadvaja Gotraya Satyavahaya Satyavah Namne Praha Proktavan. So Bharadvaja means the son or from the Bharadvaj Gotra named as Satyavaha. So Angi gave this knowledge to Satyavaha, who was also called as Bharadvaja because he belonged to Bharadvaj Gotra. And he gave Bharadvajo Angirase Swashishyaya Putraya Va Paravaram. And he gave it to his own son or maybe his disciple, this same knowledge. So this knowledge flows from para, means from higher, upper, avara to lower. Means from a guru to shishya. From one who knows to one who wants to know. So Guru is one who has comprehended this knowledge, but he also was a Shishya once upon a time. So every Guru was a Shishya, and every Shishya becomes a Guru of this knowledge. And it is conveyed as it is. See, you must have observed in that sports also, there is this relay race. So there is one that baton is there with which that one person runs, and then he gives that to the other, his partner, who takes it and he also runs. Then it is given to the third one, he takes it and he runs. So in these days, this baton is carried all the way to the final destination. Similarly, this knowledge is just as it is passed from the Guru to the Shishya. And since the Guru has comprehended that knowledge and has benefited from it and is well established in it, he conveys it with full conviction to his disciple, and in this way the parampara continues. The term paravaram can also have another meaning. Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji gives another meaning. Paravara means, para means higher and avara means lower. It can be adjective of that knowledge. So, through this Guru Shishya Parampara, we not only gain the knowledge of that higher, that Supreme Brahma, but we also gain the knowledge of Dharma, which is considered avara. That also is conveyed through this Guru Shishya Parampara. The Vedas have the knowledge of Brahma as well as of Dharma, of Dharma. So it conveys the rules of do's and don'ts when it comes to Dharma, and it also indicates the nature of that supreme reality called Brahma. So therefore this Paravaram knowledge was conveyed from Guru to Shishya, and this parampara continued for a long time. So when Angirasa gained this knowledge from Bharadwaj, then whom did he give this knowledge? That is now being conveyed in the third mantra. So let us chant. Shaunako havai mahashalo angirasam vidivat upasannaha papracha kasminno bhagavo vidnyate sarvamidam vidnyatam bhavati iti. Once more. Shaunako havai mahashalo angirasam vidivat upasannaha papracha kasminno bhagavo vidnyate sarvamidam vidnyatam bhavati iti. Shaunako havai mahashalo angirasam vidivat upasannaha papracha. So this Angirasa gained this knowledge from Bharadwaj, and a disciple, a seeker, a jidnyasu approached this Angirasa. His name was Shaunaka. So Shaunako havai mahashalo. Mahashalaha means a grahasti, a very great grahasti, householder, who approached Angirasa. And how did he approach? Vidhivat means through proper procedure, through proper means. When we approach a teacher, we should approach with proper humility, reverence, commitment, sincerity, total dedication. That is very important. Because when these conditions are fulfilled, then only the knowledge gets conveyed. Otherwise, the knowledge gets blocked. So here, Shaunaka approached Angirasa Vidivat with proper procedure, and he asked a question. Because this Shaunaka approached as a seeker, and the main quality of the seeker is that jidnyasa, wants to know. So he asked that question because when we have that jidnyasa, means that thirst to know, then only our buddhi remains open. Otherwise, buddhi is closed. It is like a pot which is kept upside down. You pour whatever water or anything, it will not go inside the pot. It has to be right side up. Then only it will receive whatever is offered. Similarly, when we have jidnyasa, then we will be able to comprehend what the teacher is conveying. Otherwise, it will not reach our antakarana. So, Shaunaka was a great householder. Means he had he was following all the rules and dharma of a householder's life. Therefore, the term Mahashalaha is used. Shankaracharya ji writes, Shaunakaha Sunakasya Apatyam, the son of Shunaka. Mahashalaha. Mahashala means Mahagrahastaha, a great grahasti. Great grahasti means who followed the prescribed rules, regulation of a grahastha ashram as indicated in our Shastra. So, one has to pursue that path according to one's varna and ashrama. Whatever varna we are born in, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and according to ashrama we have to lead our life properly. So Shaunaka is to follow that very sincerely. And when we follow our dharma properly, and when we offer whatever we do to Ishvara, means have that Ishvara Arpana Buddhi, then our antakarana start becoming more and more pure. As Bhagwan Ramana Maharshi Ji says in Upadesh Saram, Ishvararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodakam mukti sadakam. That when we offer the karmas to Ishvara, then chitta shodakam, it purifies our chitta, and mukti sadakam, and it leads us towards moksha. So Shaunaka, a grahasti who followed all the rules properly, he gained that chitta shuddhi, and he also acquired that jidnyasa, a great thirst to know that supreme reality. We have been performing karma, offering it to Ishvara. Then that question comes, who is that Ishvara? I want to know Ishvara. I want to realize that Ishvara, for whom I have been working, whom I have been serving. I want to comprehend that Ishvara. So that jidnyasa, when it comes, one should approach a teacher. In Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says, कि तद विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः. That one has to approach a teacher and through proper seva and asking question, we should learn from the teacher. The teacher will teach. Here important thing is that even a grahasti can approach the teacher and gain this knowledge of Brahma. Means gaining Brahma Vidya, one need not take sannyas. Sannyas is not required to gain this knowledge. But in order to sincerely meditate and gain enlightenment, then sannyas is required. But to gain this knowledge, to gain that theoretical and intellectual appreciation of that Brahma, for that we need not give up our other karmas. We can continue fulfilling all our responsibilities and simultaneously we can acquire this Brahma Vidya. So Shaunaka Angiraso Sambandhat Arvag Vid. So he approached, Shaunaka approached Angirasa, the Shishya of Bharadwaj, Vidivat. Bharadwaja Shishyam Acharyam Vidivat. Vidivat means Yata Shastram iti etad upasanna upagataha samprachya prashtavan, with proper vidhi, proper procedure. And that is of respect, reverence and total dedication. So it is also said that one has to approach the teacher carrying, we should carry firewoods in our hands. Samit Pani it is called. Samit Pani Shrotriyam Brahmanishtham. That Samit Pani is a indicator that I have come here to gain this knowledge with total dedication, ready to renounce all my karma, ready to burn all my karmas into this fire of knowledge. I am offering all this to you so that you can burn this in the fire of knowledge which you will give me. So that is being indicated here. Though this vidhi was not mentioned in the previous mantra, when Brahmaji gave this knowledge to Atharva, there was no vidhi mentioned there. And when Atharva gave it to Angi, also no vidhi was mentioned. It might mean that the vidhi, the proper procedure, began from this moment onwards. And even now, we should follow proper procedure in order to gain that knowledge. Shankaracharya ji writes, कि Shaunaka Angiraso Sambandhad Arvag Vidivat Visheshanat Upasadana Videhe Purvesham Aniyam iti Gamyate. So maybe there was no such niyam in the beginning. Or by mentioning this niyam, it is mentioned that previously also one should consider that this niyam was there of approaching the teacher properly and gaining this knowledge. That connection happens when the disciple approaches the teacher with proper humility, jnana, then one can gain that knowledge. So he asked Shaunaka, when he came to his teacher, he asked this question. And this is one of the most fascinating questions. See, many Upanishads, they are revealed, the knowledge is revealed through this Guru-Shishya Samvad. And the Shishya approaches the teacher and asks the question. We have seen in Kenopanishad also, the disciple asking a question, Kene sitam patitam preshitam manaha, etc. So here also this question is asked, but this is most fascinating question. So what did he ask? He says, Kasminno bhagavo vidnyate sarvam idam vidnyatam bhavati iti. Shaunaka asked, what is that? Hey Bhagavan, he is addressing the teacher as Bhagavan, as divine, with due reverence. He is asking, ki kasminnu vidnyate, knowing what? What is that one thing, knowing which? Sarvam idam vidnyatam bhavati iti, that everything in this entire cosmos becomes known. See, when we look at this world, we perceive this world through our senses and we keep trying to understand this world. Our journey of inquiry actually to learn about this world begins from our very childhood. You must have observed children, little children also, whatever object comes in front of them, they just pick it up and they put it in their mouth to get the taste of it. Then they will bang it on the ground and hear the sound also. And they will touch it also from every side to see how it is. They will smell it. So Shabda, sound, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, they will look at it. Rasa, they will try to eat it and lick it. Gandha, smell it. And once that is done, they will throw it away and catch hold of another object. We find that every object has a very typical sound. Through sound we can know a lot of things. And even in this field of science, they are actually using this technique to know about things which are quite far away also. They have that radio telescope through which they hear the sound emanating from the vast cosmos around. And they have such fantastic equipment that they can hear the sound from far away places also. In fact, they have heard the background sound of the entire cosmos. The background music like something like that sound. Even doctors, they can, through the stethoscope, they hear the sound inside our body and they can tell what is the condition of the body. Even hearing the sound of machines, we can know what is happening. So through Shabda, through Sparsha, through touching also, we understand the mystery of this world. We appreciate the various objects through touch. Even sometimes we see some flowers and all look so very real and wonderful, but when we touch it, we come to know it is made up of artificial flower, made up of some paper or something. So through Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, by seeing, Rasa, by tasting, and by smelling, we come to understand this world. But even with our additional equipment to hear, taste, touch, etc., the world continues to remain a mystery. Even after knowing so many things of this world, still lots and lots of things are unknown. Albert Einstein used to say that whatever we know is like the little child who is on the beach collecting pebbles. So he just has collected few pebbles and is holding in his hands. But there is vast beach where lots and lots of pebbles are there which are not known. Similarly, is to say whatever we know about this vast cosmos is very little. In fact, there are lot of percentage of the world which is totally unknown, mysterious. They call it dark energy, dark matter, which is not known. And every day there is struggle to know this world. Even here on earth we try to study the little things of this world. People are studying for throughout their life and gain some mastery over few things of this world. They get some doctorate and all on some subject. If you see the list of all those who have gained Nobel Prizes also for few discoveries and few inventions and few new things which they have revealed, they come to gain this prize also. But still there are countless things which are unknown, which are mystery. And here Shaunaka is asking a question which seems quite impossible. He is asking the teacher that what is that one thing knowing which everything will become known? Kasminno bhagavo vidyate no iti vitarke bhagavo he bhagavan, O dear Divine Master, ki sarvam yadidam vidneyam, all that has to be known, all that is knowable objects of this entire cosmos, vidnyatam visheshena nyatam avagatam bhavati. What is that knowing which everything becomes absolutely known? Means nothing will remain a mystery. One will become sarvajna. Ekasmin nyate sarvavid bhavati. One becomes sarvavit. So here a question first comes on this question itself. Ki how come this Shaunaka is asking this question? Means did he know something about it? So Shankaracharya ji writes ki Shishta Prabhadam Shrutavan Shaunakaha, that he might have heard this from some wise saying. Sometimes we hear in some satsang or from some wise person. So he also must have heard that there is one thing knowing which everything will become known. Or he must have asked this in general, this question. Athava loka samanya drishtya nyatva eva papracha. In the world also we see, though there are many times lot of varieties are there, but there is something common in all these varieties. For example, lot of ornaments are there. But then we come to know that though the shape and size and colors of all these ornaments are different, all of them are made of gold. So if you know gold, you know the essence of all the ornaments. You may not know the forms and names of all ornaments, but if you know gold, you know the Swarupa of all the ornaments. Just like a clay, with the clay we make pot and we make different items we make. So variety of items are made from clay. Their shapes are different, their utilities are different. But if one understands clay, then one has known the essence of all these different items. Because in anything, there are two things. One is the karya, the effect, and another is the very essence of it, the karana, the swarupa. So karya can be many, but if you know the swarupa, then even in all the manyness you know their essence. So here Shaunaka, after observing this vast cosmos and also after listening to some wise sayings, he developed this jidnyasa. There are different beings are there, human beings, animal, birds, plant, variety are there. Variety of living beings, variety of their bodies. Then in the field of matter also, variety of matter is there, from little atoms, subatomic particles to these vast galaxies and all. So though there are variety of things are there, but that possibility that there must be one essence underlying all of them. In the field of science also they are trying to find that unified field theory, that one equation which can explain everything. Now they know about the gravitational energy, the force, the electromagnetic force, the strong and the weak nuclear forces. But they want to combine all this and understand the one equation which will explain all the phenomena of this world. Because we see that everything is related to everything else. Everything, all objects of this world are connected to every other thing. There is a beautiful saying in English which says that you cannot pluck a flower without disturbing the distant star. Though the star is so far away, that star is in some way connected to the flower which is there in our garden. So everything is connected to everything else when it comes to matter. And when it comes to life also, everyone is connected to everyone else. Even science studying life, they say that we have all emerged from one source. So, this question is very important, very scientific question also, which is asked here. what is that one thing knowing which everything will become known? So तथा किम नु अस्ति सर्वस्य जगत भेदस्य एकम कारणम यद एकस्मिन् विज्ञाते सर्वम विज्ञातम भवति. That what is the one cause of this entire cosmos? What is that one essence of everything? Knowing which everything will become known. Everything will become known doesn't mean that one will become expert in all the subjects of this world, but one will know the essence of everything. See, the karya can be many, but the karan, the very essence, is only one. Just like the pots, the shape, size, utility can be many, and there is no end to gain this knowledge about the effects. One can go on and on forever trying to understand the various effects of the clay. But once you know the clay, then you know all the effects. So similarly here the student is asking, what is that one thing knowing which everything will become known? Here someone may raise that question, and Shankaracharya ji himself has raised this question, कि ननु अविदिते हि कस्मिन् इति प्रश्न अनुपपन्नः किम अस्ति तद इति तदा प्रश्नो युक्तः. कि here the student is asking, what is that knowing which everything becomes known? This question becomes valid only if you know that there is something one is there. Then only we ask this question, ki knowing what everything will become known. Suppose 10 things are there which I know that one of them is the secret, then I can ask this question, knowing which one I will know everything. Shankaracharya ji says ki in order to avoid a lot of words, this question is precisely asked here. This question is valid. Akshara bahulyad ayasa bhihi bhirutvat prashnaha sambhavati eva kasminnu ekasmin vijñāte sarvavit syad iti. That is a valid question. What is that one thing knowing which everything becomes known? So, I hope first we have to comprehend the depth and beauty of the question itself. And then we will be able to appreciate the answer. So when this question was asked, so now Angihi is replying. See, once we gain that knowledge of that supreme reality, the student who approach the teacher may ask about it in different ways. And the teacher can also convey it in different ways. It's like in the sky, night sky, if I know where the North Star is, if I know where it is exactly, and if somebody approaches me and wants to know where the North Star is, I can show it to him from whichever place I am, because once I know it, then I can convey it in various ways. Similarly, the teacher who knows the Supreme Reality through his own teacher can convey this in various ways. Therefore, we find that in all this Upanishad, though the questions may differ, and the answer to these questions are given in different ways, but all of them are revealing the same truth. That same Supreme Brahma is revealed. So when this question was asked, the teacher now replies. Let us chant mantra number 4. Tasmai sa hovacha Dve vidde veditavve iti hasma Yad brahma vido vadanti Parachaiva paracha Tasmai sa hovacha Dve vidde veditavve iti hasma Yad brahma vido vadanti Parachaiva paracha Tasmai sa hovacha, to him he said, means to the disciple. The teacher replied. The teacher said, Ki dve vidde veditavve. There are two knowledges, which one has to know. Dve vidde veditavve iti hasma yad brahma vido vadanti. The knower of that Brahma, the knower of that Supreme Reality, they talk about two knowledge which has to be known. What are the two knowledge? Paracha, aparacha. Para, the higher knowledge, and apara, the lower knowledge. The teacher, before revealing that directly that answer to that question of his student, first he reveals certain important facts which has to be understood before one can comprehend the answer to that question directly. Tasmai shaunakaya angira aha kila uvacha kimiti uchyate dve vidde veditavye iti evam hasma kila yad brahma vido vedartha vidnyaha paramartha darshinaha vadanti. So the knowers of Brahma, they talk about these two types of knowledge. And what are they? Kete iti aha paracha paramatma vidya aparacha dharma dharma sadhana tatphala vishaya. There are these two knowledge. Para means the higher knowledge, which will directly answer your question. That what is that one thing knowing which everything becomes known. That is the knowledge of that Paramatma, the knowledge of that Supreme Atma or Supreme Brahma. But before knowing that, one should also know the Apara Vidya, the lower knowledge. And what is that lower knowledge? It is about dharma and adharma. Dharma, dharma, sadhana, tatphala vishaya. About dharma, about adharma, about the various sadhan, various means, and the various results which one gains. See now, interesting. For example, this pot is there. When somebody is asked, what is this? We say it is a pot. But the answer for that can also be that this is clay. This is actually clay. But when we talk about the shape and when we talk about the utility, then we are talking about the effect of this clay as a pot. If you want to keep some water or something, you keep it in the pot. Though pot is also clay and just some clay lying is also clay. But if you want to keep something, you keep it in a pot. So for some utility, for some transaction, we make use of the effect of clay. But if you want to know the essence, then you know the essence of this as clay. In that essence, there is no transaction. It is pure, that essence itself. But the expression of that essence as pot and other objects, in those we see the transaction. Similarly, in this world, Brahma is the essence, but there is no transaction in Brahma. There is no karya, there is no vikar in Brahma. But that same Brahma, when it expresses as this world, then in the world we see vikar, we see changes, we see modifications, we see actions happening, we see various beings. So the knowledge of this world means knowledge of dharma, adharma, is the knowledge of the karya of that Brahma. That knowledge of dharma, adharma and all is called apara vidya, lower knowledge. But that knowledge of that Brahma itself is called para vidya. So before comprehending that Brahma, that para vidya, we have to understand that apara vidya and should be able to transcend it, should be able to shift our attention away from it so that we will be able to appreciate that para vidya. Therefore, it is being revealed here. Shankaracharya ji says कि निराकृत्य ही पूर्व पक्षम पश्चात सिद्धांतो वक्तव्यः भवति इति न्यायात्. That first we have to negate all that is not the answer to our question. We have to negate all misunderstandings and all limitations and all that is not valid. And thereafter we will be able to gain the right answer. Therefore, first the teacher doesn't reply to that question directly, but talks about these two types of vidya as para and apara vidya. More about this we will see in our class tomorrow. So till then you take care, be happy, safe, peaceful, healthy, do your work, do your sadhana. Listen to the pravachan again, contemplate, think about it. It's a very interesting but very serious topic. So you think about it and we shall meet again tomorrow. Hari Om. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. 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 Jaya Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Boliye Syavar Ramachandra Bhagwan ki Jai. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.